vote. Something B. Lumpkin believes in too, proving that at 102 years of age, a pandemic is not going to stop her from voting early. With inspiration like that, what else could early voters possibly need? Well, how about a little incentive? Pizza to the Polls is a nonpartisan nonprofit initiative founded in 2016 with a simple mission: deliver food to crowded polling locations. So far this year, nearly 4,000 pizzas sent to 300 polling places in 30 different states. In fact, between October 24th and Election Day, more than 180 vehicles will be sent out to cities across the country. Mildred Madison, the 94-year-old we introduced you to in the piece there, said civic engagement is a must, and she hopes to create a Mildred Madison Center for Civic Engagement one day to inspire young adults to vote. You know, in case the pizza isn't reason enough, you guys.
What? Well, thanks for that report. Cheese pizza not enough?
Good morning, America. Final push. Just 2 weeks to go until the election, President Trump in the battleground state of Arizona overnight downplaying the pandemic, arguing Americans are tired of hearing about COVID as the death toll now climbs past 220,000. The president blasts Dr. Fauci, calling the nation's top infectious disease doctor a disaster as he prepares for the final debate against Joe Biden, the major rule change announced overnight about muting the candidates' microphones.
The clock ticking to strike a deal for a relief package to help millions. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying this is the last chance before the election, where negotiations stand at this hour as more than 12 million unemployed Americans struggle to make ends meet.
Uncontrollable spread. As COVID hospitalizations rise in 41 states, doctors and nurses overwhelmed.
And this is by far the highest number of patients that we've had since the pandemic began.
And breaking news in the race for the vaccine, the controversial new challenge trials just announced this morning.
Fire and ice. Firefighters swarmed by red smoke and strong winds as they battle a record-breaking wildfire outbreak in Colorado. And the October snow now covering the Midwest. Ginger tracking the latest.
Jeff Bridges' health battle. Overnight, the Oscar-winning actor revealing he's been diagnosed with lymphoma, what he's saying about his condition, and his message for fans this morning.
Lucky to be alive, the couple surviving this terrifying crash, careening into a canal, saved by hero Good Samaritans, the gas station worker, an off-duty officer who raced in to help.
And holiday shopping surge, the new alert about ordering packages during the pandemic, as experts predict record online shopping, when to order those gifts by to beat the ship-a-thon.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
You can never go wrong starting the morning with a little Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Good morning, America. Great to be with you on this Tuesday morning. T-minus 2 weeks, Amy, until the election.
That's right, Robin. And we are already seeing record turnout at the polls in Florida, where early voting began on Monday. More than 350,000 people cast their ballots in person. And this morning, polls are opening in another swing state, Wisconsin.
At least 31 million Americans have already voted. That's more than 20% of the total vote in 2016. And overnight, new rules were put in place for Thursday's final debate. President Trump downplayed the pandemic at an Arizona rally. Senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega starts us off. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, George, good morning to you. President Trump is on an aggressive swing through these key battleground states, hoping for a last-minute surge. And as you said, he is downplaying the virus. He is attacking Dr. Anthony Fauci. But the big question this morning is whether this will appeal to anyone outside of his most loyal base. As the country faces a third coronavirus wave and more than 220,000 deaths, President Trump on the campaign trail saying voters are tired of hearing about the pandemic.
People are pandemicked out. You know that? They're pandemicked out.
The president on a swing through the battleground of Arizona, where cases are on the rise, the packed crowd mostly without masks. With polls showing a majority of Americans unhappy with his handling of the virus, President Trump now laser focused on a new target, the nation's leading infectious disease expert.
People are tired of hearing Fauci and all these idiots.
On a call with his campaign team, the president on the attack against Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Every time he goes on television, there's always a bomb. But there's a bigger bomb if you fire him.
But when it comes to the virus, voters overwhelmingly trust Dr. Fauci over the president.
We're really, going through a time that's disturbingly anti-science in certain segments of our society. that's very troublesome to me.
Fauci telling 60 Minutes the attacks have led to death threats.
Have there been death threats against you and your family?
Yeah.
All of you, your
No,
daughters?
just me, but harassment against the rest of the family.
Even the president's allies coming to Fauci's defense. Republican Senator Lamar Alexander tweeting, if more Americans paid attention to his advice, we'd have fewer cases of COVID-19, and it would be safer to go back to school and back to work and out to eat. Joe Biden off the campaign trail preparing for Thursday's debate, saying the president attacking him for listening to scientists isn't actually an attack, it's, quote, a badge of honor. And this morning, with just 2 days to go until that final face-off, the debate commission announcing a major change to the debate stage. As one candidate gives his 2-minute answer, the other's microphone will be muted. But both microphones will be left on during follow-up discussions. The change coming after that first debate debacle.
You made a point. Let him answer it.
President Trump repeatedly interrupting and ignoring the rules. Now, the debate commission hopes these changes will make sure that that doesn't happen this time around. Of course, President Trump refused to attend that second debate after the commission changed the format to online when President Trump contracted COVID. The Trump campaign says that President Trump is committed to attending this last debate, though the president said that he sees these rule changes as unfair. George, the campaign is also trying to push to get the topic switched to essentially a foreign policy-focused debate, but the debate commission says it is up to the moderators, not to the campaign, to choose these topics.
Yeah,
so
and the campaign
goes.
agreed to that weeks and months ago, in fact. We also, Cecilia, have a new poll out this morning from one of Trump's must-win states. It shows a toss-up.
Yeah, it's a virtual dead heat. Take a look at the numbers right now. It's 49% Biden, 48% for Trump, really buoyed by those evangelical and rural supporters. But this is a big deal. The Democratic candidate has only been back to North Carolina twice in the last half century. This should likely concern the Trump team. This is a state he narrowly won back in 2016. And George, the president, has been out on the campaign trail saying that he's pretty surprised to see that he's doing so poorly in some of these states that he won back in 2016.
Huge early vote in North Carolina right now. Okay, Cecilia, thanks very much. We're going to have complete coverage of the presidential debate on Thursday. I'm anchoring with our political team starting at 8 Eastern. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.